Welcome to our extraordinary life, a wild ride of freedom, adventure, and not conforming to the norm. So buckle up and come along for the madness. It's gonna be Out the Gate. Kia ora, welcome back to Out the Gate. Let's go and explore the East Cape together. The East Cape, also known as State Highway 35, is a remote part of New Zealand with untouched scenery, minimal people, and it feels like you've stepped back in time. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Hello! Welcome to our first stop. So it's been a bit of a rigmarole getting here initially, but we are definitely heading east around the East Cape as of right now. Our first stop tonight is at the Hikuai Beach. It is a freedom camping spot and it is beautiful. And then we have no idea what our plans are after that. We're just going to head around the East Cape and stop wherever we want to stop and see whatever we want to see and have a great time. So I can't wait to share our adventures with you. Driving along State Highway 35, we came across a river by Hopoto, and we thought that would be the perfect spot to explore.
Okay, so just going for a quick walk. I saw some tracks down on the riverbed, so I'm seeing if this is an entry to the river. Might not be, but it's worth a go. It's a no-go. That's alright. Worth a look anyway.
Although those tracks were robust, we did spot these tracks a little further away down the road, so we decided to go down and we stumbled upon the Motu River. Fun fact about the Motu River is one of the last major rivers in New Zealand that remains undammed, preserving its natural flow and ecological integrity. I get to be camera girl! Woo! Also known as cam girl! No, I'm just kidding. Concerned the rain would cause the river to rise, we stayed close to the entry and found a spot to park up and take the pups for a run. Louie and I used to spend so much time at the Waimakariri River in Christchurch when we lived there with the dogs, so it was really fun to feel like we were back there, but without the cold. After waiting for the rain to stop, I thought it was time to put the drone up and capture this magnificent Motu River and stunning autumn trees. Just look at these red leaves. We also did a cheeky photo shoot with the truck because the scenery was just so beautiful just before we took the dogs for a walk. Chummy, where are we going? And what river are we on? We have no idea. We're going for a walk. We found this river.
It was raining, we were trying to dodge some rain.
Yeah.
And it stopped. So we're just gonna go for a wee
And it's the weather's meant to be not that great until tomorrow. It's meant to clear up on Thursday. So, I mean, because we don't have any time constraints, we're like, why should we drive around this beautiful part of the country when it's raining when we can just wait and do it when it's beautiful and sunny? So, that's what we're doing. Blends in so well on the rocks. You can barely see it. Oh, darling. Run. Fun fact, dogs can actually sniff underwater because they have two little holes in the back of their nose or throat, and so I don't actually know, but I think they block them and so they can still sniff in without getting water in their lungs.
That's pretty cool. The real challenge of any river is skimming a stone.
That was impressive. 2.
Too much.
Oh, that was a good one.
Bit of bark, you reckon?
Don't it, Charlie? Yeah. Whoa! That little dolphin's gonna go grab it. A big bit of bark.
Alright, so Kyla claims she can skim a stone up there better than my one, so we're gonna see. Yeah, this one, Kyla, this one. This rock right here.
Oh, and that one, right?
Yeah,
And this one.
Perfect. Alright. You're gonna have to try a Charlie distraction.
Ready?
Yep.
2, 3, 3.
That was 2.
2.
Okay.
We killed some time with some air rifle shooting practice, and then it was time to head back onto the road, but not without a river crossing. Or should I say, a puddle crossing. Chasing daylight, we found our camping spot in Te Kaha. It was a freedom camping area and it was busy. We were the last person to get there and we got the last spot. So make sure you get in there early if you ever want to stay at Te Kaha. We did catch a sunset though, which was absolutely stunning. A little bit confusing considering we were still on the east coast, but hey, still absolutely stunning. Anyway, in the morning we were back on the road trying to charge our batteries because our truck hadn't seen the sun for a while. So we drove to Aotearoa Bay for some lunch.
Chef Samba on the beach coming up.
How good. We've just pulled up at a spot for lunch. No camping here, so we're not going to stay the night, but might as well enjoy a meal. And contemplating going out for a little baby surf, but we'll see. We'll eat our sandwiches and decide. After lunch we did in fact go for a little baby surf. It was lots of fun. But then again, we wanted to head back on the road to see some more things, do some more stuff, but not without filming a little bit of, I guess I'm going to call this off-road content. I mean, technically we're off the road. Road we've ever been on. Thank God we haven't met a car on this road because there's not much room for any of us to pull over. Makes me a little nervous.
Not me.
Not Louis. So this was the road heading to Lawton Point. Thank God we did not meet any cars going down this road. You could fit 2 cars, but you could not fit a car in a 2.4 metre wide truck. There was also some very low trees that we had to be aware of, but when we actually got to the Lawton Point Bay, absolutely stunning. So quiet. There was a toilet there. It is a freedom camping area, so I highly recommend staying here, but it is no dogs. So we didn't stay here, we just checked it out, and then we headed back on the road.
We know.
Daylight was closing in on us, so this is where we ended up staying. Morning everybody. This is where we stayed last night. It's right next to like the entry into the East Cape. I forgot what the township's called, but it's where the largest Tokomaru tree in New Zealand or in the world is located. So we'll go and check that out when it's a little bit brighter, but we're going to head around the East Cape and check out the sunrise. We were going to do the lighthouse walk, but it's actually closed, and so we thought we might as well do the drive when the sun's coming up so we can appreciate it on the way there and on the way back, versus driving there in the dark waiting for the sunrise and then only being able to drive back and see it. So that was our thinking. So yeah, it's 6:30 and we are heading round to try and catch the sunrise for 6:40. So it is a bit of a huge bummer that East Cape Lighthouse Walk is closed. It was kind of one of those activities that you would travel to these places just so you could do, just so you could say that you were the first people in New Zealand to see the sun that morning. So it was a bit of a bummer, but it meant that we got to see an amazing sunrise, and I got these awesome drone shots for you guys to see too. Ten out of 10 scenery until our truck fell into a ditch in the middle of nowhere. Just kidding! We just pulled over to let a big logging truck through. I guess another perk to this road is logging trucks and other trucks is on it, so we knew that the road was graded for us. Woohoo! scenery amazing, but I'm pretty sure that these are wild horses. They could be like semi-tamed. I don't know about horse analogy. Anyway, they look pretty wild to me. Absolutely magnificent. And then you also do have some gravel tracks that are very narrow. So after turning around, getting to the dead end of the road, we headed back. This tree had fallen down, and then as we go past the car park, you'll see the signs to the East Cape Lighthouse Walk closed, and it says it is closed for repairs. So hopefully in the future it opens back up. On the way back, the signs told us to take extreme caution on those narrow roads. So what better thing to do than pop myself on the back of the boat and get some shots of the truck. Skinny roads and more wild horses, we headed back onto State Highway 35, where I had a little bit of work in Tiki Tiki, and then we found our spot for 2 nights in Tokomaru Bay. We felt like up to this point we had been rushing it a little bit because we had very low charge on our batteries, and so we were using driving as a way to charge them. So we decided to take some time, bit of R&R, rest and recover at Tokomaru Beach or Bay. It was the perfect place for it. It was really quiet. We had just those camper vans in the background. But then we had this whole patch to ourselves. The beach was quiet. It was amazing. There were some shops that you could walk to just down the way. So put Tokomaru Bay on your list and thank me later. Being the useless vloggers that we are, we didn't get any footage except us doing a workout. So enjoy us doing a workout, and I'll get back to you with some more footage at our next stop. Left Tokomaru Bay, but not without some drama. Louis like, the clutch feels weird. Checks the clutch fluid, realizes we're almost out. I'll let him explain a bit better. And there's no garages in Tokomaru. The closest one is in Tokomaru Bay, which is 36 kilometers from here. So we've rolled all the way to the 4 square in first gear or third gear. We haven't changed gears pretty much. And hopefully there'll be some fluid at the 4 square. Fingers crossed, or else we're going to probably be sending out an SOS. Let's just come back from the 4 square.
Well, jumped into the truck this morning and the clutch pedal basically went to the floor. So when checked the reservoir, pretty much dry. Bought some stuff from the local 4 square, hopefully you can get us through. I've also got a spray bottle, I'll show you what that's for later. Yeah, so gonna top it up, then we'll try and drive somewhere and bleed it and hopefully get it going. Hopefully it's just had a little leak or something, we'll find out.
Yeah. But before we do that, we have to go to Cafe 35 because I heard they've got one of the best pies in New Zealand, and not to say we're qualified for the job, but we're definitely qualified to make that judgment. After grabbing our pies from Cafe 35, we noticed that there were some stalls on the side of the road, and I thought it was like a fundraiser, so I went to go and buy some sausages, but they gave them to us for free. So a church was hosting like a little free sausage sizzle, and they were giving away free clothes and everything. So that added to our Tokomaru experience, and we really, really enjoyed going into this town. But let's check out what the pies are like. What did you just say?
This could be the best non-mince and cheese pie I've ever had.
Oh my god. Pork belly.
Pastry's a 10 out of 10.
Facts.
The meat Was it a 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
It could be the best part of it.
The pastry is definitely slaps. You can tell that a lot of butter is in it, which makes it taste delicious and also justifies the price.
I don't even care how much you want.
You don't care?
Could be $15 for like it.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for sure.
Wow.
Good work, Cafe 35. Clutch, semi-fixed. We're back on the road and heading to our next stop. Historic Places Trust. There you go, that's who would have wrote it. Ngāti Wakarara, the people of Tokomaru Bay, welcomed Lieutenant James Cook and the crew of the Endeavour on the 20th of October 1769 with hospitality, cooperation and friendship. Interesting, 1769. I did not know that. I love learning new things about New Zealand history.
Let's have a little look around on this beach.
We decided our mission was to teach Ted to catch the frisbee. Here was session 1. Ah! So close! Louie, look! Rainbow! Woo! Ah! White beaches and beautiful rainbows, Aotearoa Bay, you're a stunner. But let's look at our last location, Waiho Beach.
Okay, so we've just pulled up on our camp spot for the night. Here we are. There's a few empty caravans around, so I think they might be like semi-permanent or maybe belong to the camping area or something. Check this view out. Just by the truck. This place is pretty cool. I'll have a look at the sign. It's a pretty cool one. Definitely worth checking out. I'm going to go chuck a line and not catch some fish, but here we go.
So while Louis did not catch any fish, I decided to put the drone up again and get some really cool shots of Waiho Beach. Overall, I think the Gisborne area is really great for freedom camping. Yes, there are some really strict rules, like from the 1st of May through to Labour weekend, which is in October. A lot of the freedom camping areas are closed, but during the open time, they are in beautiful locations, and you just don't get that very often in New Zealand. So Gisborne, I really like that you've put your freedom camping areas in some of the most beautiful places so that those that can't afford to stay at nice campgrounds or whatnot can still get an amazing view and have an amazing holiday. And if you are curious to know, you do have to buy a freedom camping permit each night you stay at each location, and you can get that on the Gisborne website, and it costs for 2 people, it costed us about $17 to stay one night at one location. I'm not sure if that varies during the time of year, how many people, but it was $17 for us each night. Anyway, enough chit chat. That's all I can squeeze into this episode of exploring the East Cape, but we aren't done yet. Next episode we take on Gisborne Centre, we stay in more stunning locations, and we go down a natural rock slide. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get the latest videos, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye!